It's incredibly frustrating when you try something that is supposed to make your life easier and it doesn't work. When this happens, it can be really tempting to think that other people may be able to have lives that run like clockwork, but that nothing will ever work for you. But before you decide that you will always feel stressed and overwhelmed as a mom, let me tell you why things didn't work when you tried to streamline your home before, so that you can make sure that it will work next time. If you're new here, I'm Kassy with MakingTimeForGiggles.com. I make videos all about how to simplify and streamline your home so you can spend your time on things that matter. If that sounds like something you would like to see more of, please subscribe down below and ring the bell next to it. All right, let's get into the video. The first reason that things have not worked when you have tried to streamline your home in the past is you didn't know where to start. Like we've talked about before, a truly streamlined home consists of 4 parts that all work together. The first is a meal plan that you don't have to keep creating week after week. Next is a completely decluttered home. The third part is having an effective budget. And lastly, you will want to have routines that keep your home running on autopilot. But that gives us a lot of different potential starting points. So how are you supposed to figure out where to start? Well, it really depends on which method you are going to use to streamline your home. And that leads us to the second reason that it hasn't worked out when you have tried to streamline your home in the past. You didn't know which method you wanted or needed to use. There are 2 different methods that you can use to simplify your home. The first is what I like to call the Allin Method. If you choose this method, you will focus on one part at a time until that part is completely streamlined. Then you will move to the next part and work on that until that is completely streamlined, and so on, until all 4 areas are completely streamlined and working in harmony together. The goal with this method is to get your streamlining done fast so that you can enjoy the benefits as quickly as possible. If you choose this method, you will want to clear your calendar and spend any spare time that you have working on this project. Ideally, you would be spending several hours on the weekends and some time every single day until this project is done. The second way that you can streamline your home is the slow and steady method. With this method, you would take 15 to 30 minutes every day to work on your project. But when you choose this method, you actually don't want to completely finish one part before moving on to the next. Instead, you want to create a full list of tasks and do the tasks in an order that makes sense. I go into more detail about this in another video where I show you how to streamline your home in 15 minutes a day, so I will link that in the cards and in the description down below if you want to check that out. So we still haven't answered the question how you are supposed to know which method will work for you. And it really all comes down to how much time you have. If you have several hours on the weekends, plus about an hour a day to work on this, then the all-in method is the way to go. But if you are strapped for time, slow and steady is the approach for you. Now, the third reason that it hasn't worked in the past when you have tried to streamline your home is you didn't have a plan. Once you decide which method you are going to use, you want to sit down and create a game plan for the entire project. If you are going to use the all-in method, you want to decide which of the 4 areas, the decluttering, the meal planning, the routines, or the budgeting, you plan on starting with. Then you will want to create a plan for each area in turn. If you are doing the slow and steady method though, you want to create a list of all of the tasks that you need to do to streamline your home. Then you want to organize those tasks in an order that makes sense. The 4th reason that your streamlining efforts failed in the past is you got your family involved too soon. Now you may be thinking, how can that be possible? It is never too soon to get your family involved. And I wish that were true. But you see, if you decide to streamline your home and jump right into getting everyone involved right away, you will be met with nothing but resistance. So if you don't like nagging, I recommend not getting your family involved until it is important to do so. And when you do get them involved, make sure you are using methods that will motivate. So when you begin streamlining your home, you want to dig right in and get started on things that you can do on your own. This helps everyone get used to the idea, it helps them see that you are serious about this project, and it helps you make progress right away. Then once you have made a little headway, it's time to get your family involved. So here are the key times that I recommend getting everyone's buy-in. The first is before you declutter any common areas or kids' bedrooms. The second is before you create morning and evening checklists for your kids. You want to get buy-in before you implement any new chores, chore systems, or rules about chores. This 4th one is kind of optional, but it is before you create a new meal plan. The only reason that you would want to do this is if the meal plan will be making a big change in other people's lives. So for example, if you have picky eaters and you have previously been making 3 or 4 breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, and you aren't planning on doing that going forward, it would be a good time to sit down and have a family meeting, explaining the new rules, and even explaining why you are going to do this going forward. And the last one here is also optional. It really depends on your situation, but you want to get people's buy-in before you decrease expenses. And again, this only is necessary if it will be affecting other people in the family. So if you need to get your spending under control and you're going to have to cut out some extracurricular activities for a while, that would be a good time to sit down with your kids, explain to them a little bit about finances, and tell them why you are going to have to cut some of these activities for a little while. So that's obviously just one example. There may be other reasons you want to talk to your kids about why you will be cutting expenses. And I actually think it's a really good idea to talk to your kids about things like this, because talking to your kids about budgets and finances early on helps them create a really healthy attitude towards money and helps them make good decisions down the road. The 5th reason that streamlining your home failed in the past is you didn't have any support. It's hard to stick with any goal if you don't have support, but something like streamlining your home can be especially difficult on your own. Streamlining your home requires you to look at 4 big areas of your life and make big changes in each one of them. Unless you are incredibly self-motivated, it can be really difficult to stick with the work until you are reaping the benefits. Having accountability ensures that you will stick with the project until you reach your goal. I recommend finding an accountability buddy that is wanting to streamline their home with the same method that you choose. If you are going to use the all-in method, find someone else who is going all in with this as well. If you are choosing the slow and steady method, find someone else who is doing the same thing. You can text each other every day to check in and make sure everyone is making progress, or you could even call or FaceTime as you are working on your tasks to have a little company and motivation. Now, if you are ready to streamline your home once and for all, and you want to make sure this next effort is a success, I invite you to join my membership program, Simply Streamlined. When you join Simply Streamlined, you will know exactly where to start. You will know which method you are going to use. It's the slow and steady method, so you only have to commit to 15 minutes a day. You will have a complete roadmap already laid out for you, so you don't have to figure out which tasks to do in what order. You will know when to get your family involved, and I will even show you exactly how to do it for the best results. And you will have email support throughout the program, as well as live monthly coaching calls where you can ask any questions for any roadblocks you are facing. Now, I know this isn't for everyone, and that is totally okay. This is only for people who are ready to wake up every day to a house that is free of clutter, to a home that is running smoothly, knowing exactly what they are going to make for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to a family that is helping you out, and on your way to financial freedom. When you sign up, you will get immediate access to the first few tasks, so you can get started right away. I know that you can do this, whether it is through Simply Streamlined or on your own. I hope this video has helped you on your journey to simplify your home. If you have any questions at all, leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. As always, I'm Kassy with makingtimeforgiggles.com, and I make videos all about simplifying your life. So if that sounds like something you would like to see more of, please subscribe down below and ring the bell next to it, because I would love to see you on the next video.